What up, everyone? So, we've got Legion of Collectors, the DC box. This is a box from November, but the boxes of October haven't finished coming. It's a real pain in the ass now. The boxes completely overlap from one month to the next because so many of them come from so many different places. So, I'm just going to review them as they come, and then I'll reorganize them in the monthly review, and then it'll make sense. So, this one came today, so I'm reviewing it today. So, whatever. And it looks like this one is the Villains of DC, I'm guessing by the Joker's face on there, and I think I heard rumors of that. And, I gotta be totally honest, DC hasn't always had the best villains. Like, I like Joker, I think he's cool, and, I only like certain iterations of him. And the other villains are, like, okay, but I've never been a huge fan of their villains. I think they could use some revamping, in my personal opinion. But, let's take a look at what we got here. Pop's excited. You wanna come up? Oh my goodness. Oh puppy. Oh puppy. Oh puppy. Alrighty. There's that. I'll put this up here for puppies. Oh my gosh. This box is a lot bigger than it usually is. It's so shut so tight. Open up. Alright. So, first off, looks like we got our classic patch pin combo, as we always do in these boxes. So there's that. It looks like we got Bane and Riddler. Alrighty, that works. That'll do. I'll put this down. I know, Pop. It's very exciting. First, right on top, we got our comic book. And it looks like Riddler #1. And we got some Pop characters on the comic. Who would have guessed it? Big surprise. Just like we always do. So no surprise there. We get a comic with Pop characters on it. No surprise. Next. Looks like we got a Pop figure. Again, no surprise. These boxes are getting very predictable at this point. The only thing that's kind of random is the characters. And it looks like we got Catwoman, but it looks like we got a very classic version of Catwoman. So this looks like early 50s, maybe 40s version of Catwoman. You can see she has her cape on there. And she wasn't like... What the... Got a piece of tape on the side of that. That's weird. She wasn't like this for very long. I'm pretty sure she was just like that in the comic book. She may have been like that... She may have been like that in the TV show. I don't totally remember. But yeah, she was like that in a very long time ago. So like I was saying, 40s, maybe early 50s, something like that. That was her costume then. So yeah, the original Catwoman was just called the Cat, and she was a jewel thief or something like that. So I think that may be resembling what that costume is from. Pretty similar to what it looked like later. I know in the Batman TV show, I think she wore all purple, and that kind of evolved from there. So I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think they would have chosen Catwoman as one of the main villains, but that's cool. That's a classic DC villain. That works out. No surprise. Alright, and it looks like we got a Dorbs figure, which we haven't gotten in a while, and we got Two-Face. So me personally, I actually have always liked the Dorbs figures. I've always liked them. I know they're not that popular, they're not that collectible, and they are rarely ever worth anything, but I personally like them. People say they're overly simplistic, but that's kind of what I like about them. But the funny thing is, people say the Dorbs are overly simplistic, so are Pop figures. Up until just recently, pretty much all Pop figures looked exactly the same. Not until the recent, past year or so have they really been putting more design quality into the Pop figures. But they all pretty much looked exactly the same. They were overly simplistic too, but that's why people liked them. That was their main appeal. So I like the Dorbs figures, and it's a real shame that they aren't more collectible, that more people don't buy them and aren't collecting them. It's just kind of weird that the people are so into Pop figures, but not other Funko stuff and other products. It's a very strange concept, but I like them, and I think that's pretty cool. Next, something else of the Pop variety. And it looks like we got a Joker mug from our Funko Home Edition. Ceramic mug. So something else we've seen a lot from these boxes, from both the Marvel and the DC, a mug in the shape of a Pop figure head. So as usual, they're just very Pop heavy on these boxes. It looks like we got one more item, and wouldn't you know it, more Pop faces. There's the Joker. So it's a nice hat. I got a little symbol on the back there, so that's cool. The only problem with these, I like hats, but these never fit me. Even though it's snapback, you would assume a snapback hat would be able to, you just unlatch it and it'd be a really big size, but even with an unlatched, it still doesn't fit my head. I don't know why they don't make them bigger if it's adjustable. That seems kind of weird, but snapbacks never fit me. The only kind that do are the custom fitted ones that have actual sizes, and I have to get the biggest size because my head is gigantic. So it's a real shame, and I know there are a lot of people that have expressed that in the comments that they have the same problem. Their heads are too big and they just don't fit. It really is a shame. It's kind of sad that that's how it works, but it is what it is. But you know, other than that, I do like the hat. I like the colors on it. I like that, and I like the little symbol on the back. And then underneath the bill, it's got the little logos on there. So I really like that. I think it's a really cool hat. I just wish they fit me. It's just totally a shame. And I can't really sell it, or I could sell it, but they sell for next to nothing. So it's just kind of a bummer. So yeah, that was all the items in the box, and it's 100% exclusive, which is cool. That's always a good thing. But like I've always said about these boxes, it's just too pop heavy. Like, pop figure on the comic, pop figure, pop figure, pop figure, and then Adorbs, which is the only variety we get, but it's still a Funko product. It just seems like Funko is too controlling over this. It's supposed to be DC and Funko. Yeah, sure, put a pop figure in, but put other DC stuff in. That's just comic style. Especially on the comic. Do the comic style. It doesn't have to be all pop all the time. And honestly, the whole pop bubble has burst, and they're kind of going downhill right now. Any store you walk into, pop figures are like on clearance racks endlessly. People have just giant tables in like Hot Topic and FYE and all these stores. There's just thousands of them that no one's buying. So people are like putting them on clearance, and there's just too many of them to buy, and it's just, the market is way over flooded and oversaturated with these products. So it's just getting to be too much. Don't growl at me. It's getting to be too much now. So, and it's this stuff like this. They're just overdoing it too much. Do some of their other franchises. Or even, it doesn't have to be all Funko products even. Just do DC stuff. Let DC pick out some of the items in the box. They really do need to mix it up because the variety here is not so great. So, that's what I think about that. And Pup's getting cranky now. So now we're going to have to take a break. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Give me a kiss. Thank you. Good boy. Okay, so that's all the items in the box, so we'll take a short little break, and then we'll come back and talk about the value of these items. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're going to bite me. See you soon. Why are you going to bite me? Alright, we are back. Puppy time. So let's get some value to these items. First, the comic. Exclusive comic cover. Only about $6 to $7. That's pretty common with any of these boxes. Doesn't matter if it's Marvel, DC, and even with the comic, it pretty much runs that price. They hold pretty much no value, even though they're sealed. It's kind of nice that they do that in exclusive covers. Because they put out so many boxes each month, there really is no value to them, unfortunately. So, but it is what it is. Next, the pop figure. Now, here's where it gets tricky. This box just showed up today, so I'm really quick on reviewing it. But the value of this will most likely come down pretty substantially. I'm putting a value of 25 on it, but a general 25. So it may go a little bit higher right now, but it's probably going to come down past that. If you're going to wait for an auction, it'll definitely be lower than that. But it's going to be around that $25 region is what you're going to expect right now. But if you wait a few days, I guarantee you the price will go down like at least $5, if not more. So, but as of now, I'm going to give it a $25 value. Then, our Dorbs. That's only going to go about $10 to $12, which is a little more than Dorbs goes for. I think they normally go for like $8. So this one's going 10 to 12, which is kind of nice. So there's that. I like that they went a little more. Then the mug. This one's only going 10 to 12, and that's pretty standard. Anytime, oh sorry, poked your eye. Anytime we get a mug, it runs right around 10 to 12. So why are you biting me? It runs $10 to $12, so that's pretty standard right there. And yeah, we've gotten a lot of these in the past, and they really don't increase in value. And it's a real shame at that price, because I feel like if it was in store, it would sell for a lot more than that, because it's so nicely decorated. But, you know, it is what it is. And lastly, the hat. The hat is going to go for right around 10. Hats are usually 10 to 12, right in that range, but this one's right at 10. I like the hat, but I think it's a lot of the same problems other people have, like either you don't wear hats or it doesn't fit. So It's kind of unfortunate. It's a little bit of a waste to have it in there, but maybe they can explore some other options of fitted hats or something like that, much like they do with shirts. Chill out. Relax. So, that brings our value on the low end of 41 and on the high end of 66. So not quite double the value unless you're going for the high end. So not quite up there. It was pretty low on the value. And this is based on values that will most likely drop over the next few weeks. So, that being said, I'm only going to give it a 6 out of 10. The value is going to drop, and even with that high value that I gave, it's still not double the value. There wasn't a lot of variety here. It was all pop heavy. It was all the pop characters. They are too predictable at this point. They really need to switch it up at this point. They're getting a little lazy about putting the exact same thing in every box between this and Marvel and Star Wars. They really need to mix it up. I think they're starting to lose customers, so I think that's their problem. But, you know, we'll see. Pup, what is your deal? What are you crouching about? Anyway. Yeah, this has been Star Wars Box. We didn't get a t-shirt this time. It's one of the few times we didn't get a t-shirt, which is kind of odd, but I guess we got the hat instead. Don't bite me. Just guess we got the hat instead. So yeah, that's what we got. So let me know what you guys thought about in the comments. If you love the box, the products, all these things, how you're feeling about DC. Let's get the ball rolling in the comments and talk about it there. This has been Legion of Collectors, DC Villains. 6 out of 10 on the box. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Love y'all. Peace.